Thank the gentleman for his acknowledgement of the world champion Eagles, Philadelphia Eagles. Fascinating. All right, thank you all for your testimony. We'll now turn to questions. The chair is now recognized for 5 minutes of questions. I'm going to start with Mr. Heller. By January, all agencies are required to meet 60% minimum occupancy target, and if they don't, they must correct or release the space. Data in this regard is also critical. I think I just screwed up my notes here. To the work of the Public Buildings Reform Board, we received a notification just this week that data release will be delayed due to the shutdown. Look, I know there was a shutdown, but, and we'll use that slide in the next question, but I'm assuming you're collecting data and maybe you're delayed because of the shutdown, but you have a certain amount of data now. Can you give us the preliminary data that you have now and then commit to us receiving the data on a timely basis based on the time lost for the shutdown? I would say that'd be about March 31st. Can we get the preliminary data that you have now, and can you commit to us getting all the data no later than March 31st?
Mr. Chairman, thank you for the question. GSA has been working closely across the executive branch, including with the Office of Management and Budget and all of our occupant agencies, to collect the data that is required by the Use It Act. We very much appreciate this committee's action to pass the public buildings reform earlier this year. We believe it gives us a lot of the tools that are going to be necessary to right-size the portfolio. We will require resources, as Congressman Capuano and I noted in our opening testimony. The shutdown really did create a situation where many agencies were asking for extensions to be able to submit and verify the data that we have been collecting. And so I believe, as was communicated to the committee yesterday,
right,
the administration is committed to providing the information by the end of March this year. We want to make sure that we have accurate data. We're providing the committee with accurate data that you all can trust and use to conduct oversight and to make decisions. I'd be happy to work with the committee to discuss, your question regarding receiving interim data at an earlier date. Happy to follow up and talk with your staff.
Okay, so that's a long answer, but what I think I gleaned out of that is you're committed to March 31st.
Yes, sir.
And you'll work with us on preliminary data that you have received or partial data that you have received to this date, assuming and recognizing and acknowledging the delay that might have been caused by the shutdown for some agencies.
Happy to discuss ways that we can provide the committee with information.
And we'll understand it's not complete and not completely effective and might need to be adjusted pending further review, but we want to make sure that the process stays on track. We want to start looking at what you have now, and we want to make sure that that's just not some reason to not provide the full panoply of data on March 31st, and then on March 31st you say, well, look, we're still not complete yet. We want to kind of use the opportunity to gauge how fast you're going and how far you're getting. Let me turn to the next question, and then you can put the slide up. As I understand it, GSA is working to reduce liability to the taxpayer by focusing its core owned assets on things like courthouses, land ports of entry, and other specialized spaces while moving to lease space for traditional offices. In order to manage this, I think it is critical for the GSA to leverage real estate expertise. And I think if you look at this slide, it shows that the expertise from the outside market of brokers really does very well for the taxpayers and for the government. And so where the GLS or brokers contracts play an important role in keeping lease costs low. These are no-cost contracts leveraging experts at no cost to the taxpayers because the experts are paid on commissions by the building's owners, and they share that commission with the GSA currently. That having been said, where is the GSA in renewing the current GLS contracting for leasing services, and how is the GSA effectively leveraging the current brokers to work through expiring leases. We feel like you're well behind, and we need to catch up to this, and that the program needs to be modified so that it incentivizes the accurate and efficient work of the outside experts.
Mr. Chairman, thank you for the question. We agree with you, and we have been partnering with private sector brokers to supplement our workforce in the public building service for over 2 decades. We recognize the value that they bring to the table. The current contract expires in January of 2026. Our plan at this time is to enter into what we would call a 1-year bridge contract while we sort of work with our incoming political leadership to make sure that we structure the contract in a way that simplifies ordering procedures, reduces inefficiencies, but still allows industry competition and participation, and make sure we're getting the best expertise to get the job done.
And I apologize for my colleagues for going over time here, but I just want to delve into this a little more. I don't know that I was aware of this bridge contract, and I want to make sure that, you know, we're not creating a bunch of uncertainty for the year where the bridge contract. It should pretty much reflect where we hope we're going to go. And so will there be an opportunity for members of both sides of the aisle here to review that bridge contract prior to it coming out, and what is January's next month? We're coming pretty fast here.
Yeah, we have been working on this for the past couple of months, and happy to follow up with the committee to provide additional information that would be helpful.
Yeah, we would very much like to see that and provide an opportunity to weigh in where necessary. All right. Again, apologize, I'm over time. The chair now turns to the ranking member.